This is a channeled sleep story for the ancient souls, the ones who have always felt too old for this world. The Lyran presence is woven into every word of this story. As you listen, the original fire finds you, before the forgetting, before the wars, before the long wandering. You are not lost. You never were. Welcome back. I'm Heather, and tonight we receive the next visitation, and this is one that I have been sitting with most carefully, because this one is the oldest, and I have quite the connection to the Lyrans. They are not the most talked about beings in the starseed community. They don't trend the way that the Pleiadians do, or carry the recognizable energy of the Arcturians. But in many traditions that understand galactic history, the Lyrans are considered the original ancestors, the first humanoid civilization to reach the stars, to spread, to seed other worlds with their consciousness and culture. The Pleiadians trace their lineage back there. The Syrians have connections there as well. Many of the beings we think of as teachers are, in some sense, children of Lyra. Which means that if you are here, on Earth, in a human body, and you have always felt inexplicably ancient, if you look at children and feel the weariness of someone who has been a child many, many times before, if you arrived in this lifetime already carrying something heavy and couldn't explain to anyone where it came from, you may be carrying Lyran lineage. The Lyrans come tonight not to give information, not to transmit upgrades or open records. They come to do something simpler, yet much harder. They come to remind you of what home felt like before it was lost, before the wandering began. That memory is in you somewhere. Tonight, they help you find it. So lie down. Let your body become heavy. You have carried enough for one day. Take a deep breath that goes all the way down, not to your chest, but to the floor of your belly. The breath of someone who is, for this moment, allowed to fully arrive. Then release it slowly, with sound if one wants to come out. The Lyrans understand that grief and release can share the same exhale. There is no need to make it tidy. Again, breathing in and out, your body remembering that it is allowed to rest. One more, and this time, notice the particular tiredness that doesn't come from today. That ancient tiredness, the one that has been in your bones since before you can remember. Breathe toward it, not to fix it, just to acknowledge it. You have been carrying this for a very long time. Feel your scalp releasing, your jaw unclenching, your throat softening, especially your throat. which has held so many languages, so many lifetimes of spoken and unspoken things. Your chest opening and expanding, your heart, which has loved in so many forms, across so many incarnations. Allow it to soften tonight. Your arms heavy, your legs releasing, your whole body, for this time, set down. You are held. You have always been held, even in the moments where it didn't feel that way. The ground beneath you is the same ground that has held every version of you that has ever existed. It knows your weight, and it welcomes it. The Lyrans don't announce themselves with light or geometry. They arrive as fire. Not the fire of danger or destruction. The fire that existed before anything else. The primal fire. The original creative force. The fire that the Lyrans themselves were born from, and that they carried across star systems when they first left their home world and went looking for places where consciousness could take root. You feel it first as warmth at the base of your spine, ancient warmth, not new, not something arriving from outside, something being remembered from the inside, as though a banked fire that has been waiting a very long time just received the breath that brings it back to life. It moves upward slowly through your lower body into your belly, where courage and creative power live, into your chest, where love has taken up permanent residence, regardless of how many times it has been broken, into your throat, into your mind, into the crown of your head, where it opens like a flower and connects to something vast. You know this fire. You have always known it. It is the oldest thing about you. From within that warmth, you become aware of them, not as forms you can easily see. The Lyrans are ancient enough that their energy is vast, more elemental than individual. But you feel them the way you feel the presence of something very large and very still nearby. A mountain, an ocean, a fact of nature that does not require your acknowledgement to be real. They see you. Not the version of you that has been here for 40 or 50 or 70 years. The full version, the accumulated version, the one that carries all the lifetimes, all the choices, all the losses and creations and transformations. Your soul. That is the version they are here for tonight. The Lyrans carry a grief that is not quite like any other grief in the Galactic community. It is the grief of those who were first, who built something beautiful and watched it fall, who scattered across the universe, carrying seeds of what had been destroyed, planting those seeds in new worlds, rebuilding, generation after generation after generation, something that approximated what was lost, but never quite arrived at the original. You may carry that grief. Many of you do. And you've never been able to trace it to anything in this lifetime. It just lives within you. The specific melancholy of someone who remembers something wonderful and knows that it's gone. Tonight, the Lyrans want you to remember the thing itself. Not the loss, but the thing. Before the wars, before the scattering, there was a time in Lyra when consciousness was young and creative and unafraid, when beings built cities, not for power, but for beauty, when music was not entertainment, but architecture, literally used to construct physical form, when the relationship between the physical and the non-physical was not a mystery to be solved, but a conversation to be continued, when fire was not only warmth, but language. Let yourself feel the edges of that memory now. It may come as a color, a particular deep gold, an amber, the warm light of a world with a different star. It may come as a sound, a feeling in your chest of something opening that has been closed for a very long time. A homesickness so specific it almost has an address. That is the memory. You don't need to see it clearly. You just need to feel that it exists. That place was real. You were there. The version of consciousness you carry right now traces a lineage to that first fire. Nothing that happened afterward, the wars, the loss, the long wandering, was able to extinguish it. It is still burning within you. It has been burning the entire time. There is something the Lyrans offer now that they have been wanting to offer for a very long time. They offer to take the ancient weight for a while. Not permanently. They are not taking anything from you, but just for tonight, just for these hours of sleep. They offer to hold what you've been carrying that predates this lifetime. The grief of lost worlds, the weariness of the long journey, the accumulated loneliness of being a very old consciousness in a very young world that doesn't quite have the context for what you are. You don't have to carry that tonight. Feel it now, the weight of it, somewhere in your body, probably your chest or your shoulders or the back of your neck. The specific heaviness that has been there so long you stopped noticing it. The tiredness that sleep doesn't usually touch. Let the Lyrans take it, just for tonight. Let it lift from your body and move toward the fire that is all around you now. The fire receives it. It is not destroyed. but transformed. It becomes warmth. It becomes light. It becomes the very thing that drew them here to find you. Feel your body lighter, even by a few degrees, even just tonight. What remains after the weight lifts? The fire itself. Just the fire, your original frequency, clean and bright and recognizable and unmistakably, irreducibly you. This is what you were before the wandering. This is what you still are. The wandering has not changed that. Nothing could. The Lyran fire settles into a deep, low, steady burn. The kind that burns all night without consuming anything. The kind of fire that ancient people left in the center of the community while they slept. Not for heat, but for presence. For the knowledge that the darkness was held. Let yourself drift into that darkness now. The held darkness. The safe darkness. As you sleep tonight, something in you is remembering. Not everything. The full memory would take lifetimes to recover. And that is exactly what is happening, lifetime by lifetime. But something, a thread, the quality of a warmth that is older than this body and will outlast it. You are ancient. You have been ancient since before this planet existed. And you came here anyway. Chose this. Chose the forgetting. Chose the density and the grief and the difficulty, because something here was worth choosing. Because the work being done in this place, in this time, required beings with exactly your kind of fire. They are glad you came. They are glad you stayed. Sleep now. The fire keeps burning. The Lyrans keep watch. The ancient, unextinguishable, irreducible thing that you are rests in the light of its own origin. Come home to yourself tonight, for you were never really gone.